So I'm going to go through my settings real quick for Battlefield 6 Open Beta. These give pretty good visual quality and great FPS as well. So we'll start with graphics because I think that's what most people care about. And we'll go just straight into our graphics. So the texture quality is at high, texture filtering is high. These are all medium. Effects quality is low. Same with volumetric quality. I tried to put things low and medium that don't matter as much, just for like making the game still look good, but also, giving you that extra FPS boost. Lighting quality, it doesn't really affect your CPU or GPU much, but it does have like high VRAM usage. So if you have like a low VRAM, you can turn it down, but I have it on high. Then local light and shadow quality on low. Honestly, anything with shadows, I pretty much for sure turned it to low. Sometimes it can depend on the game. It can actually make it harder to see, but as of now, I think low is better. Then shadow filtering is on PCF. Reflection quality low, screen space reflections off, post-process quality on low. Then the screen space AO and GI, I have that on off. And then the high fidelity objects amount I have on medium. You could also turn that to low if you're having issues with FPS. Honestly, my FPS has been a pretty solid even with these on high, but I think this is a pretty like solid thing for most people's computers. So you will have to restart after going through those. Okay, so let's go back to the top and go through gameplay now that we've gone through our graphics. I think that's what most people care about, so I just wanted to get through that quickly. And if you're gonna hop off now, that's okay. So moving on through here, I didn't really change anything up here. I changed my sensitivity down to 15. For some reason, this one's stuck at 15.3. I can't like make it exactly 15. It's sort of annoying, but I think 15 is pretty solid. I might actually try like 16. It's been feeling a little bit slow, but this is very dependent on who you are. So personally, I like a lower sensitivity, but then I have my DPI around 800 and I have a pretty big mouse pad. But again, that's a very like per person sort of thing. It just depends on who you are. So then I have double tap for forward sprint on sprint, and then crouch toggle sprint on stand, then vault over sprint. I didn't really change any of these. These are all fine. We don't have to go through those. Then moving down here, I also changed the vehicle aim sensitivity down to 15, though I might change that up more. I haven't had much time to play around with the vehicles yet, so take it what you will. I did have vehicle boost. I changed it from toggle to hold. I think I would like that more. Okay, so moving on from gameplay, I'm going to skip controller. I am a mouse and keyboard player, so if you're a controller, I can't help you with that one, but good luck. So we already went through the aim sensitivity, but we can go through the control settings. I didn't change too much in here. I don't think there's really, these are ones that we've pretty much already gone through. The steady scope, definitely on hold. I think it's on the keybind of shift for right now. And then, yeah, again, I didn't really change anything in there. So I think that's all solid. I don't think there was too much to change in gameplay. I think that all of the settings that are like what they are pretty good. Landing rule is super interesting. If you jump from up high and then you hold the crouch or jump button, it allows you to reduce fall damage. And then I don't think anything else here. Definitely want to prioritize reload, and yeah, nothing else here. So then we're going to go to mouse and keyboard and then go to keybinds, and okay, go through the top. Interact is on these. So usually I put map on the tilde key, but really annoyingly it's like bound to console, and I can't find a way to unbind that. So if you do find a way, let me know in the comments below. But control is what I'm using right now. It's not ideal, but I'm using C for crouch, so it's honestly okay. I'd rather have it on tilde, but this is what I'm running with for now. Nothing too crazy here to go through. I didn't change any of these things. My sprint is on caps lock instead of shift because I think it's easier on your hand. But again, if you like shift more, that's okay. And then I'll probably unbind that eventually, but I changed the toggle to C. That's what I would use. And then prone is on Z. I actually think proning is super good in this game. It makes you hard to see, and you can get a ton of kills just by, if you're getting pushed by like 5 people, just prone and you'll kill them all. Sliding wasn't actually bound when I got into the game, so make sure you bind this. I'm using left alt. It feels pretty natural. And it's super good, especially like if you're pushing around a corner, you can just slide and they won't be expecting it. You can absolutely kill people. So super, super strong. Wasn't bound when I got in the game. So make sure to check that out. And then fire zoom, there's nothing crazy here. It's all pretty solid. Grenades on G. I tried changing this to a mouse button. It didn't work. I don't know if like you can't bind mouse buttons right now. It's super weird. But I mean, G is okay for grenade. That's pretty standard. That's what I have it like on, for Tarkov and stuff like that. And then laser on flashlights on T, again, standard. Same with the firing mode, all of this. Pretty much standard stuff. I'm super annoyed about the grenade not being able to be switched to a mouse button, but other than that, it's okay. So those are the infantry keybinds. Vehicles, again, I haven't really had a chance to mess around with them because they just get taken immediately usually. So I haven't really adjusted any of these. And again, it's more of a personal thing anyways. So moving into UI keybinds, I don't think I really adjusted much in here. It's pretty solid as it is. Just know that there's a party chat channel, chat all. You can do stuff from there. But even you don't really need that because you can just hit chat and then hit tab to cycle through your different chats. So then advanced settings, make sure that your mouse raw input is on. That's definitely super good. And then I didn't mess with the flick look at all. And then, yeah, moving on from mouse and keyboard, we already went through graphics, I'm pretty sure, but we can just take a quick look. Brightness is at 50. Honestly, I usually turn up brightness in a lot of games, but I think 50 is pretty solid. I haven't had any issues where I'm like looking into a dark space and I can't see anyone. I even have some times where the brightness might even be too much from just the sunlight or from like explosions, stuff like that. But I think brightness and sharpness are pretty solid. Sometimes they'll change sharpness up to 60 as well. But again, I think it's okay. My field of view is at 110. I definitely like having a big field of view in these games just because it makes it easier to see people around you. The only issue is that, the bigger field of view, the less people are zoomed in, which makes it harder to aim on people. So it's sort of a personal preference thing, but I like 110 for right now. I might adjust it between 100 and 110. And then make sure these were on by default. I don't know why developers have these on in games. They should just always be off because everyone I know turns them off. So world motion blur, weapons motion blur, definitely turn both those off. I turn the camera shake amount all the way down. And then chromatic aberration, vignette, and film grain all should be turned off. Like I can understand having them on if you're doing like a campaign or something, but for a not like exactly competitive, but for an arcadey like PvP game, having any of these on just makes no sense. Nothing really to deal with here, I don't think. Let's see. Yeah, you can adjust like what your HUD is. I think that all the stuff is pretty solid. I didn't actually look in the advanced HUD settings. But again, I think this is mostly personal stuff, whether you want it or not. I think it's all fine. Already went through field of view. You can change your icons and indicators if you would like. I didn't really do any of this. I think the default ones are just fine. And yeah, you can also change like the chat so that if you don't want to be like distracted by it, if you're like tryharding or something, you can do that as well. Audio, I have it off right now just because I'm recording this video. I did not change anything in audio. Make sure that your push to talk is on your correct thing. My input device was incorrect. I definitely like push to talk, and I might push to talk on M right now just because that was the original map key. I'll probably change it to something else, maybe a mouse button once I eventually can. But yeah, I think that all the audio stuff is pretty solid. I'm not sure on the tinnitus. You might want to turn this off if you don't want to like not be able to hear anything. So that might be something to do. And then other than that, I think we're pretty good on system. I guess maybe this is how you turn off the, nope, it's still on. Huh. Anyways, streamer mode, if you're streaming, stuff like that. Nothing really to go through there. Okay. Anyways, those are all of the settings. I hope you found this helpful and it gets you some more FPS, and hopefully the keybinds and stuff can make your game go a little bit smoother. I've been having a ton of fun. I think it's a pretty good game. It feels pretty well optimized. I've currently been playing the recon class because I'm trying to get my challenges done before the open beta ends. But yeah, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I'll have a bunch of other videos coming out over Battlefield 6 while the open beta is live, and eventually when it comes out as well. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll see you next time.